Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for this is for mid-June 2025. We are going to jump right in here. You have this eagle spirit, it says spirit has your back. You have this horse spirit, it says freedom is yours. Yeah, I think a lot of Capricorns could be like, definitely wanting more freedom in life. And, the other thing is that you could be experiencing some more freedoms in your life in general because you're meant to at this time. You have been set free from many things that you've been dealing with for years. And, so whether you realize it or not, I think that a lot of you kind of like have been set free from things that maybe have been holding you back for a long time. I think the trick for Capricorn is that like Capricorn needs to start acting as if they are free. And what the hell am I talking about, right? And so what I would say, Capricorn, is that if there are like things that you want to do or that you've been wanting to do, I think you need to go and do those things. And yeah, I'm speaking very generally here, but literally could be anything. It could just be a hobby or, some interest or something that you want to go like explore, right? I think you need to do those things that you've been saying that you would do when, XYZ happens. We all have a habit of doing this. We say, oh, I'll do these things, when my kids leave home or when I make this much money or I do this or I do that. I think those are the things that you have to look into and do right now. The Page of Swords is a card of curiosity. And, with the Page of Swords, we have to ask a lot of questions. It's my card of why, right? It's my card of asking, like a child. He is sometimes considered like the child. He asks why a lot. He does a lot of research and looks into things. And I think it's time for Capricorn to, do more research on the things that they're interested in so that they can set themselves free. And that's exactly what I would be doing with this card. Now, one thing I will say is, basically everyone has had this card in this set of readings. So, I don't know. It's a time of curiosity. Next, you have the Two of Swords and the Ten of Swords. Yes, I think you need to realize that like your old story is dead, done, over with. These two wanted to come out together. Ten of Swords says something is dead, done, over with, but the Ten of Swords can also represent a blessing in disguise. And so, there could be something in your life, or just like, I kind of feel like it's, kind of like a part of your life that is coming to an end. And the Ten of Swords can be, again, a blessing in disguise. So whatever this is probably a blessing. The Two of Swords, I feel like you need to believe that things can be different in your life, Capricorn. She thinks she only has two options, like this way or this way, but really she has this third place over here, but she has this blindfold on. The blindfolds in the tarot represent needing to trust your intuition, and so I feel you need to trust your intuition or like your inner voice more, or, I think you need to trust what your intuition is telling you just more with the Two of Swords, and I feel if you do that things will probably go very well for you. But, she's like thinking this or that, like I said, but really things are going to go a completely different way. So it's almost like you need to believe that things can be different than they have been for a very long period of time. But, this is what I would call like a chicken or egg scenario. It's like if you don't believe it first, it's not going to happen, right? If you don't believe things are different. And, I feel like you need to believe things are different. You have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is like conflict or competition, but the thing is you have the Star here, and sometimes I feel with the Five of Wands in the Star in a reading that it's like saying there is something that where there could be competition, like a job, or maybe there's a position that you're trying to get. The Star basically says it's yours if you go for it. You have the Two of Wands to the Star to the Knight of Pentacles. It's like if you go for it, you will make progress. But you have to go for it. you have to go towards something that you feel there is competition for with this Five of Wands. And, that's what I would be doing with that card for sure. Let's see here, Capricorn, what is going on for you? With the Page of Swords, you have the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, it's a really good time, I think, for Capricorn to put the work on display. I've been saying this to you for months. If you have been working on any projects, or if you've been working on yourself even, if you're like trying to find love, for example, putting yourself out there, getting more attention would be a really good idea right now. But again, I think that any work that you can do, that can get you attention, those are the things I would be paying attention to. Again, Pluto has moved into Aquarius, so it is definitely time for you to stand out. The other thing that, I would be highlighting the things that make you special, Capricorn. There's this fire triangle right here at the top of the card. There's a water triangle right here. The water triangle on the Three of Pentacles says that this guy on the card, he added just a little bit extra to the project that he did here. He made it just like a little bit extra special. You know, he just went a little bit above and beyond to make this something more. And I feel like that could be very important for you. It's basically saying that, if you're doing anything in life that's important, doing a little bit extra could be very beneficial, going like a little bit above and beyond. With the Two of Swords and whatever the other card was, Ten of Swords, you have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, like no jumping to conclusions at this time is what I would say. Again, a lot of people have had this. Part of me wonders if it's Neptune and Aries. Neptune and Aries is like a little bit of a jumping to conclusion energy. Not like exactly, but, Neptune and Aries on a very simple level is like looking for a savior. I always say, according to Chris's crappy astrology here, I think a lot of people are going to join cults, for example, during Neptune and Aries, which don't. You probably shouldn't. Not telling you what to do. Someone is always like, I want to join Jared Leto's cult. How dare you say I can't join a cult? Go for it. Drink the Kool-Aid, right? And tell me I was wrong in heaven, right? Go for it, sure. But for the rest of you that aren't going to do it, good, number one. You're not going to croak drinking the Kool-Aid. Number two, again, we just have to not jump to conclusions. We have to take our time, do our research, all that other good stuff. With the Five of Wands, you have the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is you, Capricorn. So whenever you show up as yourself, puts you in a position of power and strength, allows you to get what you want from the reading. So I feel for a lot of you that you could be increasing your resources at this time. I feel pretty good about this, actually. Queen of Pentacles is your card, but I feel pretty good for you financially. Queen of Pentacles, she likes to focus on multiplication, and she likes to focus on doing things that do multiply. Like she, now I'm choking, probably because I made the Kool-Aid joke, right? Sorry. But anyway, again, she focuses on multiplication, doing things that multiply, doing things that she's good at. And that's how she makes more money. And, that's what I would be doing with that card. Sorry about that, Capricorn. God said you've made too many jokes today, and you're just going to keep choking if you don't stop. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this full moon in Pisces. It says balance, spirituality, and practicality. You have this full moon in Taurus. It says your dreams need a practical plan. Yes. You have the star. And the star is like having a North Star in your life. And so your plan doesn't even have to necessarily be good, right? You can just say, you just have to basically tell the universe, I'm going to do X, Y, Z to get to the star. And then you need to follow through on that plan every single day. I think what's really important right now, and I said this in the 2025 readings, is consistency and efficiency. Those are like the two keywords of 2025. Efficiency is probably the most important word, I would say, of 2025, but consistency is a close second. And so we don't even have to have a good plan as long as we stick to a plan and stick to it. For sure. As in, you don't give up after like 2 days of trying, right? You have to really kind of put in the effort and see something through to the end. And so if you come up with a plan, I think things could go very well. You have the Fool, the Eight of Swords, and the Two of Wands. The Fool is about taking a leap of faith in a new direction. So definitely a good time for any new beginnings that you're thinking of taking. I do feel like some of you, by the way, could be taking a leap of faith towards love. We have the Star to the Two of Cups here. Two of Cups is like a perfect match. You've been getting love with me like off and on, Capricorn, whatever the hell that means. So, if you're looking for love, sure, it could be some sort of new beginning in love, or you could be taking like a risk of love. The thing with the Fool is that we usually, if we take a leap of faith with the Fool, that there is a chance that we will look like a fool. I think this is probably a challenge for you, Capricorn, because definitely if you've been dating over the past since 2016, you probably have looked like a fool. And I'm not picking on you here. I'm just saying, it's like you probably have dated a bozo that people told you was a bozo, or you probably have had a person cheat on you or something like that, right? Where you felt foolish after. And so, again, the whole point of this is that, I think you have to take the leap of faith if you want love, or really anything. You have to take the risk of looking like a fool. And if you do that, you will be successful. But again, it kind of is about taking the risk. You have the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is self-imposed restriction. She is stuck only doing something one way. And the trick with the Eight of Swords is that we have to realize that there are many ways of doing things, not just one way of doing things. Again, she has a blindfold on over her eyes. And we also have the Two of Swords as well. So she also has a blindfold on. You also have this card that says balance spirituality and practicality, right? So you have to mix together both sides. I've been saying this for years. You can literally go back to the beginning of my channel. There are probably plenty of videos where I've been saying this, that the future is like not one thing or the other. It is mixing two things together. How did I know this? Pluto and Aquarius, very freaking obvious, all about innovation, mixing things together. Neptune and Pisces. Neptune and Pisces is a spiritual smackdown. It's really like a spiritual spanking, actually, where the universe is like, you've been believing these things your whole entire life. Well, you're wrong. And nobody's right. And this and that are true, right? These are confusing things that we have to deal with during Neptune and Pisces. And so Neptune, and you might be saying, Chris, Neptune has left Pisces. Well, it will be retrograding back into Pisces. And then, yes, it will leave next year, but, or officially at the end of this year, whatever. But the thing is that we have to implement what we learned. And so it's not about like one or the other. It's about mixing the two things together. And so I think people who are able to look at things spiritually and practically from both perspectives are going to be very successful. And, just that simple. So that's what I would be doing here. You have the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is about taking the lead and making something happen. So with the Two of Wands, we really have to get out into the world and do things we've never done before, which I definitely feel is true for Capricorn. I would be like exploring new things. I would be like going on new adventures, like all sorts of stuff with the Two of Wands. And, I think if you just, explore, then things will go very well for you. With the Fool, you have the Ace of Swords here. The Ace of Swords is like a victory and success, but Ace of Swords with the star is laser-like focus. With the Ace of Swords, we have to like pick one thing and make it happen. Sorry about that, Capricorn. I was just not going to stop coughing. But you have, again, the Ace of Swords, laser-like focus. I think picking one thing and making it happen is going to be very good as where I was going with that. With the Eight of Swords, you have the Six of Swords. Six of Swords is about moving on to calmer shores. With the Two of Swords and the Eight of Swords, that could also be something you have to realize, is that there could be something you have to move away from. It could be like a comfort zone. The woman and the child in this boat on the Six of Swords, they are completely moving on from the past. They are completely moving forward and letting something go from the past. So, again, some of you could be like completely letting go of something from the past to move forward. And of course, that would be a good thing. With the Two of Wands, you have the Ace of Cups. Yeah, definitely could be a love offer, for sure. This has been coming up for you for a while here, Capricorn, that there's like a love offer, there's like love coming in for you. Could be a water sign, doesn't have to be, could be any sign. I mean, you have like everything. You have basically everything showing up here. So it could be whatever sign, doesn't matter. But the Ace of Cups is usually like a big offer coming in, something that makes you very happy, something that causes you to overflow. So there you go. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Chop Wood card and this Orphan card. Yes, again, probably what you have to heal from is, again, since like 2016-ish, somewhere around there, you have probably been left out in the cold in a connection or a relationship. So, needing to like heal that or needing to move past that is the thing you need to do if you do want a new connection. Because again, this looks very good. You have, King of Cups, Star, Two of Cups, Eight of Wands in this reading. These are very good cards for love. But I also feel like this is saying you need to make a decision. You have the Two of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles is like saying, it is normally like a card of spinning plates, but I kind of feel intuitively this Chop Wood card is saying it doesn't matter what decision you make, whether you say you do want love or you don't want love, but I think you need to get off the fence and you need to make it happen. It's almost like I get this feeling that like something isn't going to be around forever. And so like, I don't know, there might be like a person you're interested in, or maybe there's about to be a person you're interested in. And I feel like this is saying like, don't rush, obviously. I would never recommend that anyone rushes, but at the same time, it's like, you're not getting any younger, and neither are they. So, I wouldn't, wait forever with this energy for sure. You have the Two of Pentacles, the Star, and the King of Cups. Two of Pentacles is being busy, spinning plates, all that other yada, yada, yada here, Capricorn. really, I think that something is getting harder for you to ignore. I feel like I've been saying this to you for months because I'm pretty sure you always get this card with me now. The waves on this card, they start off very small over here, and the waves get bigger as they go across the card. So again, this is not like accurate tarot, although I think it's accurate. To me, the Two of Pentacles can say that something is getting harder to ignore. Basically something has captured your attention, and it's probably getting harder. And, it's building in energy. Those waves are building as they go across the card. So it's definitely time to make a decision with the Two of Pentacles. I also feel very good about the Two of Pentacles for money. There are a couple cards in the tarot that I call clue cards, and some of those, the Two of Pentacles to me is like a clue of a settlement that could be coming in for you. So number one, some of you could be getting like a literal settlement, like a legal settlement or an insurance payout, like if you're waiting for it. But I feel for others that this is really like the universe is settling up with you. I think the universe, it's almost like the universe owes you money or the universe owes you success, and that's what could be coming in with that card. You have the Star card. The star can represent like hope, faith, renewal, of course. So the star is kind of like a wish sometimes as well. It can say that there's something you want in life, like this North Star right here, and you're going and getting it. So a lot of you could be kind of like aiming at your North Star, trying to like accomplish your North Star, whatever that is for you. I think you need to realize that something is possible. She's pouring this water here onto the land, and the water that she's pouring onto the land here on the Star card says what's possible for one person is possible for everyone. So, the Star card itself sometimes says that we have to believe that something is possible, or we have to believe that we can have something that we want. And, again, I kind of feel that with the Star card that it's saying you need to believe that something is possible for you, and then you will get it, whatever it is. You have the King of Cups. Could be a person that you're interested in. Again, could be any sign that you're interested in. But the King of Cups is usually like very emotionally stable. So you could be attracting just a very, emotionally stable person. The King of Cups also is very good at communicating like emotionally as well, or like communicating their emotions. So, could be a person like that. The King of Cups is also a card of adventure, believe it or not. He has this boat behind him. And the boat on the King of Cups, I think I said the King of Pentacles for some reason, but the King of Cups is the boat kind of represents a time where our ancestors would, travel into the unknown. And so it's kind of like a symbol of adventurousness or doing things you've never done before. So it could be like a very adventurous person. With the Two of Pentacles, you have the Ten of Swords. Yes, Ten of Swords says something is like dead, done, over with. You have the Ten of Swords twice, right? I think, yes. So the Ten of Swords can be like a blessing in disguise. And, this could be about you needing to release something from the past so that you can have like a future blessing for sure. With the Star card, you have the Five of Wands. Yeah, competition. Again, you could be thinking that there is competition for something you want. Didn't I say this at the beginning of the reading? I connected the Five of Wands with the Star. The Five of Wands and the Star, it's kind of like saying that there is maybe competition for something, but it's like you're the one that's meant to win. And I kind of feel like that's what this is saying. Is like it's saying, don't be afraid of the competition. You're the one that's meant to come out on top of the competition. You're the one that's meant to win in this situation. With the King of Cups, you have the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune can represent like fortunes turning in your favor. And so there definitely could be like, some fortunes turning in your favor here with the Wheel of Fortune. I kind of feel like you are going to be feeling very fortunate in the future as well. So there could be a lot of just good fortunes coming in. Next, for your outcome, you have this card. It says, have you accepted the illusory limits placed onto you by your upbringing and social conditioning? You have this Envision card. It says, do you know exactly what you want? The whole reading says you need to know exactly what you want. And are you acting consistently towards achieving it? Maintain a clear vision of what you are calling forth, and you will be unstoppable. Yes. You always get these cards that say something about being unstoppable, Capricorn. But again, really, I think that it is going to be your vision that makes you unstoppable. So I think you need to believe in your vision, or, you need to believe what you see with that Star card. And the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is laser-like focus. So the more focused you are, the better. You have the Knight of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, and the Two of Cups. Knight of Pentacles is about progress, planting seeds in this field behind you. And if you do that, those seeds will grow. So with the Knight of Pentacles, we have to, start putting in work so that we can make progress, so that we can be successful. And, that's what I would do here. But, the good news is that the Knight of Pentacles and the good stuff definitely can represent progress, or can represent you making progress towards something that you've been wanting to make progress towards. Next, you have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is something that's happening quickly. So the Eight of Wands can just represent something happening fast in your life. It is quick progress, or it can represent making quick progress just in general. Eight of Wands is also like a very social card. So it's a great card for socializing and like putting in the work with other people. I do think that it's like an important time for Capricorn to socialize and to get help of other people. You even have the Three of Pentacles here. So again, I think the important thing for Capricorn is being a leader. With the Three of Pentacles, we have to be the one in charge, and people can come in a support position, meaning that the people we allow to help us support our vision, right? And as long as you do that, things will go well. But Eight of Wands can definitely represent quick success coming in. You have the Two of Cups. Yes, Two of Cups can definitely obviously represent a very strong connection coming in for you. So if you are hoping for love, this could be a person. Two of Cups usually starts as communication. Two of Cups is usually a person who's different than your usual type. So they are usually different in some way. Usually they're different people just in general. So usually you're different to each other, if that makes sense. And so that is definitely a possibility. The Two of Cups can also represent you and your higher self. And with all this like spiritual and logical stuff coming up here, I do think it would be a great time to make sure that you're communicating with your higher self, but also being logical about what the communication is saying. And, I think mixing those two things together is what's going to help you the most here, Capricorn. Well, here you go. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Page of Cups. Someone has been very slow here. Either you or them or both of you. I don't know. It's like two slow people who are interested in each other. So, I don't know. It's like two turtles are finally coming together. So, I don't know, Capricorn. It just looks like two tortoises finally falling in love that have been taking too long. There you go. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is like resting, relaxing, recovering, healing. Four of Swords can also represent blessings. There's a person, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a person blessing another person in this stained glass window. He is hoping and praying for a blessing. The Eight of Wands can represent asking the universe for something, but we have to like claim it with the Eight of Wands. We have to tell the universe what we want, or like what we deserve. Like we have to be sure of ourselves, right? In the way that we claim it. And so I do think it would be a good time for you to like claim what is yours in a certain way here, Capricorn, to say like, this is mine, and it could be anything. It could be like a person, an accomplishment, something that you want to do in your life. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter, but I would claim what's yours. With the Two of Cups, you have the Star again. Yeah, I mean, you could be attracting a person that you see as a star, someone that you see as very special, very important in some way to you, basically. So, there you go. I don't know what I really have nothing else to add. You have this Dogs card. It says getting together with friends. I do think there are a lot of benefits this year, especially and even like into next year for Capricorn in socializing. They're especially with that Three of Pentacles. Especially if you're attracting those people who support your vision. And, those are the types of people the types of relationships that I would really be developing if I were you, Capricorn, is like the people who support the vision, who come from a position of love, right? Not like as in love as in a partner, but, from an abundant place, where they support the things that you do. You have this Fair Man card. It says dealings or relationships with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair. You have this Boot. It says increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. Again, you could be attracting a person like this. Hopefully not. This card creeps me out the way this guy looks. Reminds me of Dwight from The Office. I always say that. But, again, you could be needing to increase your efforts with a person. And, obviously, if you want love. And so that could mean anything. I don't know. Maybe this person likes boots. Maybe you need to put on your best pair of boots and, go walk by them or something here, Capricorn. I don't know. You have this boat card. It says money or property through an inheritance, winning or windfall. Yeah, money looks really good. I literally said this with that Two of Pentacles. That Two of Pentacles is like a settlement. Sometimes I think it's a settlement from the universe. So, there could be like a windfall of cash. Obviously, this isn't just going to magically happen. You're going to have to put the work in. You're going to have to do something to make it happen. But, if you put the work in, I think there could be a lot of money. The other thing, it's a boat, and you have that King of Cups. This could be another clue. That boat on the King of Cups represents stepping into the unknown. Two of Wands, same thing. He has the whole world in his hands. He has to get out into the world. He has to do things he's never done before to create the improvement. So that's what I would be doing with that boat card. I would be like innovating, trying new things, trying something you've never done before in work or business, something like that. You have this target card. It says a goal-oriented person. Probably you. You're a Capricorn. You probably have had goals since you were like 3 years old. So, I don't know. I would just keep working towards whatever you're working towards. You have this caterpillar. It says things will not always be this way. A change is coming. Yes, that we are in a time of great change. So, it makes perfect sense to me. I mean, we are all in caterpillar soup right now. So, it is what it is, but, definitely changes. But I like this. Thank you for putting up with my choking. I really appreciate it. And definitely enjoy your month.